Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan at 12 o'clock on a Monday. Welcome. I've got my tea here, it's nice and warm, it's cold out. We've got a nice breeze going through the trees, it's quite blustery actually. Kept me awake half the night. So I hope you're all okay. I hope everyone's alright since I was on here last time. I got my Aquarius cup today, very proud of being an Aquarius. It's all about truth. It's all about, for an Aquarius, it's all about being very authentic to yourself and allowing others to be the same. So today, today's talk is all about disagreeable people. So I know some of you are really busy today and we've got lots of things going on around us, so you haven't joined me yet, but you can always go back and listen to this when you feel you can. Listen to that rain. So, yes, it's all about disagreeable people. This ties in beautifully with what we talked about last week. We talked about forgiveness, and that brought up a few issues for people, whether they could forgive or not. And we obviously had some good practical things we could do to help us do that. But today it's about, as I say, how to step away from giving away your energy to disagreeable people. We all do it. We all have reactions. We all have emotions. And it's very easy for us to get involved with a kickback reaction to someone either saying something or doing something that isn't agreeable to us. Just think we are always agreeable to other people, are we? So what do? How do we sort this out? We've got family, we've got friends, we've got social media. Quite a lot of it happens in families where they disagree, or even friends, even good friends can disagree over something. How do we disagree with somebody in a very loving way? We have to accept they have a different view, don't we? They've got a different view from us. They've got their lives going on and they're seeing their life from a different perspective, the same as we are. So it's a bit like going into the garden, and I'm standing this side of the garden. I'm going to look across the garden and I see certain things. And another person standing the other side of the garden is going to look at that same garden but have a different view. And that's basically what we're doing in life as we go through. We're learning about our own experiences, and we have to learn to obviously stay authentic to ourselves and keep our energy, keep our emotional energy, physically too actually, because that affects both. So let's see now. I've got a little thing here about not letting people get to you, but basically, what's your reaction? You know, what's your reaction to some person or something online upsetting you? Because you're literally giving away your power and you're depleting your physical energy. That's these little chakras here that I talk about. So, and especially if you're reacting with anger or worry, or you feel you're not in charge of this, you know, people that are angry towards you, that's always fear. The opposite side of that coin is fear. So basically, they are frightened that they're not in control. That's why they're angry. And quite often, if you respond with love or kindness, that's great. It even breaks down that resistance from them. It can be just what the words they need to listen to you, maybe. But be the sunshine, as I talked about in another talk. But what I'm on about today is really about detachment. You need to detach from that person or that situation and not react. Step back and realise they have a different view from you. And it's not a good or bad thing. It just is their view, okay? So step back and don't take it personally. I've got a little saying I say to people. Listen to that rain. I've got a saying, don't take it personally, but don't take it. And that's a really strong sentence to say to yourself. I'm not going to take it personally, but I'm not taking it. So if something is hurting you or not suiting you, in a way, then you've just basically got to step away from it and say, not taking it personally, but I'm not taking it. I'm moving away from this, or I'm going to delete that comment on social media, or I'm just going to block them. I've done that several times. If someone doesn't get me, or they start getting abusive, or they want a debate or somewhere to put their emotions, quite a lot of people are looking for somewhere to place their emotions. So if you feel that you're one of those people that are being attacked in some way or not understood, someone's being abusive or being controlling towards you, then you have to step away. Just think about what your needs are and stay authentic to yourself. Now, because basically they don't mean to be abusive. Quite often people are just reacting because of the way they grew up, or they're afraid, like I said. So if you can do that, that's brilliant. There are many gifts I've got on my board to remind me. There are many gifts from a situation that stimulate some kind of reaction. It gives you a chance to perhaps reevaluate your own value or where you need to change your life. So people that challenge you and give you those difficult situations to deal with, they are very good for you, because you can then go inside yourself, have a meeting with yourself and say, what do I need to change? What do I need in my life? Brilliant. So it might be, as I say, self-value. It might be you just need to honour yourself and maybe honour your view from your side of the garden, you know, without saying someone's wrong. Stepping away from it is conserving your energy. You're going to find that your body is much better for it, and your mind, of course. When you're feeling in control of a situation and you've stepped away, this area here is stimulated, this area, yellow, and that's your stomach area. And it governs the spine and the whole tree of nerves. So you're helping the whole body just by taking back that control and making that decision. And then we've got the security here, this area here. If you can feel safe just for a moment in that decision you've made to step away, you're in a good place. So I haven't seen anyone come on here so far. I think you must all be watching football or something. Right, okay. So I'm not asking everyone to forgive, you know, easily, but to understand a different view helps you to do that. So that kind of ties in beautifully with last week's talk on the 14th of the 11th. And somebody mentioned, I'm not being a doormat. Absolutely not. And I talked about how you can gain back your power and make a decision to change your life and to step away, or make some decision that helps you to deal with that situation. So physically, emotionally, and by the law of attraction, you are helping yourself. If you can just remember, don't take it personally, but don't take it. So I've got a few Nan talks that will help you. Some of them are quite funny. So the first one I've got is the 10 Commandments of Self, which is basically, if you watch that, it's on the purple section of my Nan talks. So if you go to my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk, and you'll see there's a chakra man, and you can just tap on one of those colours. So the Nan talks that I'm talking about, not the tea with Nan. So that's very good. Oh, let's have a look. 10 Commandments of Self, purple. So that's that one there. Okay. So if you look into that, perhaps you want to structure what is important to you and to have value for yourself by doing that. Have boundaries. Everyone needs boundaries. Okay. And so that's one good thing to look at and to consider, because then you're being mindful, aren't you? And then we've got chuck it in the fucky bucket. A lot of my clients love this one that I made up, because you literally take that thought, that situation, that feeling, and you chuck it in an imaginary bucket. Or you can actually get a bucket. I've actually got a bucket here with it on the actual label of it. And it's just nice to write it on a post-it note and chuck it in the bucket. That's all about detachment, okay? Detachment's really important. So as I say, that's one action you can do that will help you feel in control, and in a light-hearted way, of course. Then you've got the orange juice Nan talk, and that's in the orange section. This one here, okay, the sacral area. So that's all about realising what that person or that situation has invoked a feeling in you. And it might be that you're not feeling validated, you're not feeling understood, you're not feeling honoured. Well, this is an opportunity for you to give those things to yourself. So another sentence I've got is, I give myself the things I need from others. And that way you can't resent them and you honour yourself, don't you? So orange juice is a good one. It's a little story about how people invoke a feeling that was already there. What's the other thing I've got here? I've got some tea with Nans I want to talk about. And that is staying authentic. And that's the 9th of the 5th, 22. That obviously is about keeping your power. Oh, someone's come on. Hello. I wonder who you are. Say hi and I'll give you a big Nan hug on a Monday. I know a lot of you are busy, and it's very tempting to run a race on a Monday morning and just set the pace for the whole week. But the trouble is we need to make space for ourselves and to be mindful of what is important to us. Okay, that's really good for you in many ways. It sets the intention for the week, doesn't it? So staying authentic is really good for you. And so, of course, is forgiveness, like I talked about last week. And that was on the 14th of the 1st. Another thing you could do is, if you find you're overwhelmed with a feeling or reaction from something that's going on, you could use the hand-head meditation, which is on the 19th. Sorry, meditation. It's not actually a meditation, by the way. It's an exercise. So hand-head meditation is on the 19th of the 7th, 22. It's a little exercise about how you can literally place your hands on your head and breathe in perhaps peace or perhaps self-acceptance, those things you're not getting from other people. Perhaps you could breathe them in and imagine that that feeling is going into you. I explain it much more in that talk, so have a look at that and see how you feel. Next one I'm going to recommend is No More Drama in My Karma. Nice. That's on the 13th of the 6th, 22. And that's just a playful way of setting an affirmation. Oh, hi, Sophie. Lovely to see you, darling. You're the only person that's actually said hi so far. I think everyone's so busy. So, well, have a big hug from me, Sophie. It's nice that you've joined me. It's better to talk to you than myself, really. I do that a lot anyway. So, yeah, we're talking about disagreeable people, Sophie, and how we can change how we react against them, okay? We don't want to give away our power, so we've got to step back, not take it personally, but don't take it. Analyze what they're doing, how they're making us feel, and then do something about it. I watch them back. Oh, that's great, Sophie. Thank you. And if you want to share, darling, or anyone that's listening, share, like, subscribe and share if you're on YouTube later on when I put it on. But certainly share this with your family and friends, because it might be the very thing they need at this moment to give them the strength to carry on, to give them the motivation to change their lives. And that's what I'm all about. I like to motivate. So, where am I? Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. And Don't Take It Personally is another Tea with Nan I did on the 6th of the 6th. So that kind of stretches this point a little bit more. Really good. And all of these things I give you, keep your emotional balloon high. It's really good to do that. Otherwise, we are dragged down. We can get life tired, can't we? I'm going to do a talk about that next week, I think, about how you can get life tired by the monotony or the pressures of life. So it's very important to keep your emotional balloon high. So important. And people that do the exercises I give them, they are always benefiting physically, emotionally and mentally. And by the law of attraction, of course. We want these areas open. We need them to flow so that we can avoid illness. We can avoid problems. Our emotional, physical areas of our body, we need to keep that working well. So, one of my favourites is, I've got my little book here of other talks I've done, but this is Tea with Nan, and it's Find Your Tribe. Okay, very, very good for you. Very good for you to find your tribe. If people don't agree with you, and they're not seeing your point, and they're being quite challenging about it, just think they're not your tribe. They're just not your tribe. They don't get you. People that get you are your tribe. So I've got a little sentence, a little gauge I talk about, 1 to 10. Under 5, and this is like they don't get you, and this is they do. Under 5, get out, survive. Over 5, you've met your tribe. So we all want to meet our tribe, and people are evolving emotionally, you know, in a soul level at different levels. So we can't expect everyone to get us. We can expect our tribe to understand us. It's a good one. If someone go back to the beginning of what I said, if family, if friends, if someone on social media doesn't get you and is kind of difficult or challenging or abusive even, then you've got to learn to step away and realise that they're not your tribe. And go and find your own tribe. Find somebody who understands you and validates you. Not that we need that, but it is nice to have support, and we are people that like to be supported by each other, aren't we? We are people that need other people in our lives. So make sure you're selective over who you spend time with and how much energy you give away by an argument. So if I've got someone, going back to social media for instance, if I've got someone who wants a debate, or they just want someone to put those feelings like quite a lot of people do, I will not engage in an argument. I will not give away my power. I mean, let's face it, they're not really going to listen to you anyway. They've got their own view and they just want somewhere to put that feeling. So they put that feeling onto this argument or this view that they have, and you're giving away your power by even giving that an argument. So even engaging with it. So don't do it. You know what I find is really helpful? And I said this to one of my friends, and she's got a similar thing going on with her family. And they never get her. She's always so different from them. So I said, a really good thing you can do with that family member or somebody on Facebook or anything else, you know, friends, everyone around you, if they're challenging you and they're telling you what to do and they're being abusive or controlling, you could simply say, whatever they're saying, you could say in response, that's interesting. I'll give that some thought. Now, you're not saying that you're going to do what they say. You're not validating them. You're saying that's interesting. their view is interesting. I'll give that some thought. But you don't have to do anything. You don't have to take their view, and you don't have to do anything that they're telling you to do. You can just say, I'll give that some thought. And it's a gift that they're giving you of their opinion. As Wayne Dyer would say, my favourite man, he would say, you have to validate someone's gift of their view. So I validate everyone's view. I always do. And I validate my own. And I don't take it personally if it's not the same view. So I'm asking everyone to do that just because they will feel more in control of their lives, what they attract into their lives as well. It gives you a feeling of not being superior in any way. It's being valuing yourself and being authentic and respecting another person to do the same. They value themselves, they respect themselves. So let them. If they're not your tribe, don't take it personally. Go and find your own. Go and find your tribe that is. Someone who gets you, someone who understands you. And I used to measure, I still do, measure everyone I'm engaged with, everyone I'm talking to, everyone in my life. I always measure them. And if it's under 5 and I'm not happy for some reason, I'm challenged or I'm tense because they're making me react in some way, I've got to step back from them. Well, I just don't see them. Under 5, get out, survive. Over 5, you've met your tribe. We have got to conserve our energy. So the next time someone challenges you and you think, right, I'm going to tell them my view, and I'm going to help persuade them to understand. It's not worth your energy. Quite often they've made their own mind up, and the more you try and push that thought, that idea of yours onto them, the less they're going to listen. They're going to resist. Just like the story I told, the fable of the sun and the wind in one of my talks. We don't want to meet with their resistance. We want to give them an opportunity to hear ours, but if they don't get it, well, so be it. Let them find someone else to put that feeling on if they feel they need to. So you've got a few things you can do. You can also value every experience you have, because we are emotional people. And if we're feeling something that squeezes, a reaction out of us, that brings it to the surface of our mind, we can do something about it. We can give ourselves the things we need from others, and we can not take it personally. So the next time you get a disagreeable person in your life, just think, that's their view, and I'm stepping away from it, and I'm going to give myself what they're not giving me. And as I say, don't take it personally. You might chuck it in the bucket. Something about, you have to learn to detach, otherwise you're still thinking about it, aren't we? If that person did us an injustice, that person said this, or they might feel this about me, and quite a lot of the time it's just self-judgment that we have about ourselves. So if we can, oh, hi Jane, lovely to see you, darling. Give yourself a big Monday hug from me. So catch up, Jane. Watch it again, darling. It's about disagreeable people, or people that don't get you, people that don't understand you, and perhaps they're challenging. They take away our energy. So don't allow it. If you find yourself engaged on a constant level with a person who doesn't get you, you're giving away your power. That's a bit like heating the whole house and opening all the doors and windows, and all the energy is going out, all the heat is going out. That's the same. We mustn't give away our energy. We must respect another person's view, so we're not too engaged. And obviously, oh, hi Sam, lovely to see you. We can respect their view, but not allowing, as this last lady said last week, to be a doormat. Don't allow any abuse, don't allow any controlling behaviour towards you, and stay authentic with love. So that's basically tied it up for today. Just making sure you don't give away your power. Think to yourself before you react to anything that's challenging you, any person, anything on social media. As I say, that seems to be a constant thing that my friends and clients tell me about. I was challenged with this, and this person wants an argument, and I've had to block them, and so they get so involved with that. Push the delete button and move on. Don't worry about it. It's just not your tribe. And then you'll find you're free, and you'll find your mind can work better, because you're not consumed with a feeling that brings you down. Perhaps whatever that injustice is, it's not good for you, because you'll understand it, do something about it, but don't hold it in your heart, don't hold it in your head, and don't take it personally. So remember that. Don't take it personally, but don't take it. I'm all about action. You can always do something about it. And you don't have to feel any negative feelings that they're putting onto you. That is your choice. So I hope you can play with this week, and really tell me how you get on with it. I mean, if you want to email me on nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk, or listen to any of my other talks on Nan Talks on my website, I would suggest, particularly if you're dealing with challenging people, to go to any of the yellow talks or any of the red talks, okay? Oh, hi, Sophie. Thank you, darling. That's really nice of you to say that. Oh, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So if you feel that I can't walk away from this and I can't be, oh, hi, Kerry. If you think I can't walk away from this, I've got to respond to this person, I'm not letting them get away with this or that, and you feel yourself reacting and bringing your balloon down, your emotional balloon down, then go to the yellow talks, go to the red talks on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk, because, hi Amy, because any of those talks will naturally release the energy in both those areas and give you a feeling of being in control, naturally. So if you find it's hard to get your head around stepping back and you've always reacted in that way, you've always found that person makes you feel this, I always have an argument with them, they always make me feel, and it's been something going on for years, you may feel you can't break that habit. But if you go to any of those talks, the yellow or the red, you will find that you'll naturally do that. You'll find you'll just feel safer in being yourself and more authentic. But as I say, don't take it personally, but don't take it. Perhaps write that one down. And no more drama in my karma is a good tea with Nan I did. As I say, it kind of is a light-hearted way to say I'm not attracting that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I've had too much of that in my life, and I know I have. We don't have to have the drama. Perhaps we've got so used to drama. Perhaps we've got so used to arguments. It's now's the time to conserve your energy. Don't engage in an argument too easily. You can put a point across, but don't allow that argument to control your feelings and your physical well-being, because that's what it will do, and you don't need it. So, as I say, engage if you want to, but make sure you keep your power, okay? In fact, and don't forget the garden view. I mean, we all have different views from the same garden. So, respectfully, understand theirs. And as I say, this one you might want to write down. That's interesting, you say to them. I will give that some thought. Well, very quickly they feel validated in their own view, and then you can change the subject. And you're not giving away your energy. So, I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Keep your emotional balloon high with what I've offered you. And that way you don't allow everything and everyone and their views and their negativity and their fears to bring you down. You have to stay up here. And you can be better as for everyone else around you. You can be an inspiration for people if you can just be mindful. How am I reacting? Am I giving away my power again? I was very good at that, by the way. I was always giving away my power. That's why I'm aware of it now, because I gave it away to everybody. Shall be replaying. Oh, thank you, Jane. Yeah, replay it, darling. It's about disagreeable people who invoke a feeling and a reaction and a change in ourselves. And basically, they can affect you for days, for weeks, for years, if we allow it. Family, friends, social media, as I say, people you work with. If they're not your tribe, it's not your fault. It's not their fault. They just don't fit you. They're just not compatible with you. They don't get you. Don't take it personally. Right. So, yeah, perhaps write those two things down. Don't take it personally, but don't take it. That's interesting. I will give that some thought. And that shuts it down. Perfect. And it doesn't mean you're actually going to do what they suggest, okay? That's great. You're not giving in. And it's only ego that makes us think we have to stand up for ourselves in that way. And I'm going to tell them how I feel. I'm not having that. Well, we can do that objectively without that ego being in place. We can value ourselves, but not have that reaction like a child. Children argue. They react pretty quickly in that moment. Step back. We can understand our inner child, but we don't have to react straight away. Step back, give yourself what you need from other people. Right, I think that's it, my darlings. I shall be back next Monday. I think I'm going to talk about life tired next week, because a lot of people seem to be life tired. And you know what I mean by that, or certainly you will be next week. I hope everyone here has a lovely week. Try and practice what I've said, just to see how you feel. I want to conserve your energy. We give it away so easily, and we get so used to doing that. Being mindful not to give it away. Just don't give it away. No, respectfully. Honour their views and honour yours. Okay? Great. Enjoy my Nan Talks and Tea with Nans I've suggested, and I will see you next week at 12 o'clock. So I hope you have a lovely week, guys. Give yourself a big hug from me. Lots of love to all of you. Take care, everyone.